Kill the Indian, save the man. I have nobody, no mother, no father, no sister, no brother. Miles, many hundreds of miles away from home, I have nobody. Taken from home, stripped, haircut, beating, slapping, whipping, culture shock. Running, 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 out of breath, have to get out of here. I am on foot, they have horses and cars, and they catch me, beating, slapping, whipping, culture shock. Don't speak Indian, they stand there with cold eyes, holding a whip. My back sore, dripping with blood. Don't speak Indian, they tell me as they force soap into my mouth. Then I begin to choke, the soap has gone down, caught in my throat, coughing, 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 out of breath, I have to get out of here. I never get a breath of fresh air. I am free, I can go home. They can't follow me on their horses, I leave no tracks. Their dogs can't track me, I leave no scent. Their fists, whips, and bats can't hurt me. I have no body. My spirit lives on forever. I wrote this poem after watching a documentary of boarding schools at Fort Lewis College. It is a combination of what I saw many Native children doing in this documentary, escaping from the boarding school, and it's a story about an uncle I have never met or known of. My mom said he choked on soap and died. I'm guessing at St. Andrews, or a boarding school on the Umatilla Reservation, for speaking Indian. I tried to research this story further, but Auntie Martha suggested otherwise. So I did not research it further and let it go a couple of years later when I wrote this poem. I am coming back to the story after almost 10 years of silence and hope to retell it in a digital story. If I had one story to tell the world, this would be it. Last year, I did a presentation on boarding schools and ended with this poem. I couldn't get past the first line. I had a stressful day or week and just broke down. It was weird. Anyway, someone else read it and I had the whole class crying. This is really important, but I don't have enough information to build on. I asked my cousin for more information on this story. This is what she said. Your poem made me cry. My grandma has talked about her brother a few times. I am pretty sure it did happen at St. Andrews. He was a very young child from what I can recall. I'm guessing because of his death, the mother chose not to teach them much traditional ways any longer. I will ask my grandma when I see her next time. She's usually pretty open about her stories. Whenever she has told me the story of her brother, she has always kept it brief. I could tell the story made her sad, so I did not ask questions, just listened. Stories like these need to be passed down to our children, so we never forget, so we can heal, so we can move on. After my uncle died, my grandma did not allow any of her children to speak in our own Indian language. She was afraid. My mom is not fluent in the Yakima or Umatilla language. I only know a few words. I want to learn to speak the language of my ancestors. I want to teach my children so they can teach their children and their children's children.